two words for you, my friend. Two words. Nuclear secrets.
What? Nuclear secrets? Nuclear secrets are the highest classified status. Ultra secret nuclear secrets. Donald Trump stole those. Ladies and gentlemen, America is in danger tonight.
I don't know what to say about this because, like, his counter to this is just by repeating what these guys are saying, but with, like, a funny voice. And I guess, like, that's an incredibly effective counter for his audience. But that's just, like, that's just what it is. Nuclear secrets. And now, Tucker Carlson.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. Happy Monday. We've had a few days to reflect on it and have concluded that no honest person could believe that the raid on Donald Trump's home last week was a legitimate act of law enforcement. It was not. Even the Biden administration didn't really bother to pretend otherwise. The official explanations that we have heard for the raid make no sense at all. It doesn't matter how forcefully they are repeated by the media, they're nonsensical.
Why did this guy have these ultra-classified documents in the basement of Mar-a-Lago, unsecured, where they could be presumably broken in on or stolen or photographed and given to hostile foreign powers or conceivably even terrorists?
Are you listening to this? So it's not just classified documents in the basement of Mar-a-Lago, but according to Michael Beschloss, the pet historian of the half-wits who run our country, these are ultra classified documents, the most classified kind.
But they are. Like, that's, but they, what? Why is he mad? They have the top secret classification status. What the fuck? Why is he mad? They literally are. Tucker Carlson was on vacation, so he didn't have to do any commentary when they didn't know. But now he's back from vacation and we do know. So why is he? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's continue.
Well, what it means depends in part on what the documents were. Did those documents contain meaningful information? Should they have been classified in the first place? Is there a good reason the rest of us should not have been allowed to see those documents?
Wait, what? That's exactly, wait, what? Yes. Like, all of these questions he's asking have answers, and almost all of them are the same answer. It's just, yeah, no, these are top secret classification documents. I mean, I'm fine with, like, revealing this information. I am. I think it's great. You know, declassify them. I mean, unless it's like literally documents, they're not going to be like, hey, this top secret classified document features these set of details. That would kind of destroy the point, right? Of the classification. I mean, like, you can't really do that. And I think Tucker Carlson knows that. And that's precisely why he's saying, like, come on, do it, pussy.
Because in Washington, virtually anything can qualify as an official state secret, and often does. In 2011, to name one of many examples, the CIA finally declassified a trove of documents from the First World War. These documents dated back to 1917, almost 100 years before. One of these documents, the most ultra-secret of them, contained a recipe for disappearing ink. Now, why would federal bureaucrats spend an entire century hiding an outdated recipe for ink that you can buy legally in any magic store for your fifth grader? Good question. No one asked it. Instead, then CIA Director Leon Panetta issued a press release bragging about how he was giving the secret ink recipe to a grateful public. Quote, "These documents remained classified for nearly a century until recent advancements in technology made it possible to release them," Panetta wrote. "When historical information is no longer sensitive, we take seriously our responsibility to share it with the American people."
So does he think that, like, the recipe for invisible ink, which I guess, like, the dumbasses thought was, like, incredibly important at the time and wanted to, like, keep it a secret, does he think, like, if it is nuclear, as what whistleblowers have alleged and as what the reporting is on it, like, is Tucker Carlson saying, like, everyone should just have access to the nuclear information? It's, like, kind of outdated. Like, nukes are kind of washed now, you know what I mean? Like, fuck it, YOLO, release it.
Here's the truth. The documents have been classified for 100 years, not because disappearing ink was any sort of national security secret. They've been classified because the government's default position in every case is that you have no right to see anything ever. It is their information. It is not yours. Yours the citizen. Yours the taxpayer. Shut up and pay for it all.
Bro, I love that. Tucker Carlson's literally like, declassify all documents. In an effort to save Donald Trump, declassify all documents. It is the proletarian way. Now, when a fucking Twitter anarchist says this, we laugh at them. But when Tucker Carlson says this, all the fucking chuds and all the edgy leftists are like, yeah, he's kind of right. I love that. I mean, I'm in favor of declassifying a lot of documents, especially ones that directly lead to America's involvement in war crimes, 9/11, yada, yada, yada. But there are also certain documents that might not be declassified. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I feel like certain things, it's like, let's keep the mystery. You know what I mean? I don't know, like how to enrich uranium. I don't know. Exactly. That shit is secret keeping to save face, but nuclear shit probably should be a secret. I don't know. I think like maybe that's just me. I don't know. I'm a little afraid of nukes, so.
But once again, for the sake of argument, we're going to stipulate that Trump did have possession of documents that were classified for some good reason. Documents that, for example, we legitimately would not want the Chinese government to see. If that is true, would it justify what happened? Would it justify sending a large team of federal agents?
Yes. Yeah. Wait, what? No? Is he going to say no to that? Wait, I don't understand. Yes, I think so. Especially, once again, the funniest part of this fucking story is that the FBI didn't want to even do any of this. They literally just were like, dude, please give us the docs back. Like, what are you doing? Just give it back.
So one of the laws they're telling you that Trump broke doesn't even have criminal penalties attached to it because it's not serious enough.
Wait, what? Okay, one of them isn't, but some of them are. Wait, but he's not going to talk about that? What? Wait, why is this? What is happening, dude? I mean, I guess, like, this is good propaganda if your audience is really fucking dumb. I don't know. I jaywalked after robbing that bank and killing someone, so why am I being imprisoned? The punishment for jaywalking is not imprisonment. Exactly.
And in fact, as we later learned, the actual warrant for the raid, which was signed by an openly partisan judge who, because you couldn't make any of this up if you tried, once represented Jeffrey Epstein's side in the famous underage sex case, that judge allowed the FBI to seize...
Why are you shitting on a Trump-appointed judge who quite literally, of course, defended Jeffrey Epstein's secretary or some shit? Of course. These are reactionary fucking judges that get elevated into those positions because that's what they do. That's what right-wingers do. You also have Jeffrey Epstein's friend on regularly, Alan Dershowitz. You also fail to mention that Donald Trump was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And Mar-a-Lago, the place that the feds raided, was a hunting ground for Jeffrey Epstein's victims. Jeffrey Epstein recruited the young girls that he sex trafficked, some of them out of Mar-a-Lago, most famously Virginia Giuffre. And not only that, but also Trump's labor secretary was the prosecutor on the Epstein case that gave him the insane sweetheart plea bargain. Unimaginable insane sweetheart plea bargain deal. Alex Acosta. How are you going to bring up Epstein without any of these other important fucking mentions here?
So what was this raid about? Well, we're keeping track, so here's the second explanation they gave us.
Now with Donald Trump, suddenly, when we're talking about the possibility of nuclear weapons, classified documents of the highest classified status being stolen from the White House and taken to Mar-a-Lago, 2 words for you, my friend, 2 words. Nuclear secrets.
What? Nuclear secrets? Nuclear secrets are the highest classified status. Ultra secret nuclear secrets. Donald Trump stole those. Ladies and gentlemen, America is in danger tonight.
I don't know what to say about this because, like, his counter to this is just by repeating what these guys are saying, but with, like, a funny voice. And I guess, like, that's an incredibly effective counter for his audience. But that's just, like, that's just what it is. Nuclear secrets.
Yet once again, no one even bothered to explain what these nuclear secrets might be. But that didn't stop former CIA Director Michael Hayden from suggesting that Donald Trump should be executed, fried to death in the electric chair for committing these crimes, whatever these crimes were. We still don't know. There weren't a lot of facts floating around. There still aren't. There was endless huffing on television about something called the rule of law and how absolutely no one is above that. No one, not even a former president.
Wait, but yeah, why is he doing the weird... Dude, I think you don't get away with this level of rhetoric, this kind of rhetoric, unless cognitive dissonance is set in so fucking firmly in your audience. They're doing it because, like, everybody knows that if you're on Team Trump, it doesn't matter. Like, Tucker Carlson could just get away with saying it sarcastically. Like,
but keep in mind, no one is above the law. That was definitely the word from Joe Scarborough, a man who was accused of committing murder while serving as a member of Congress, yet somehow moved seamlessly to the MSNBC.
Wait, which party was Joe Scarborough a part of? Joe Scarborough, Morning Joe. Oh, that's right. He was in Florida, and he was a Republican. Interesting. Also, the fucking murder investigation was concluded, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but, like, it absolved him, so.
If the Biden administration really believed that, if they really thought Donald Trump possessed documents that posed an imminent danger to American national security, then you have to wonder, why'd they wait a year and a half to do anything about it? Why did they wait till 90 days before a midterm election?
90 days before a midterm election? Brother, Trump is not running for fucking comptroller in Texas, okay? The fuck do you mean? Trump is not even running for president yet.
As Matt Booth put it recently in American Greatness, the raid on Trump's home, quote, was exactly what it looks like, a show of force against the opposition leader by the head of state and his personal bodyguards. If this happened in any other country, it would immediately be denounced as the act of a dictator. That's true, but it's hard to hear those words anyway.
Yeah, you should be allowed to keep whatever top secret material that you want to keep, and every other democratic country would agree with that. If you want to fucking sell it, once you're president, it's over. You're God king. And any other developed nation would agree with this. If you can do whatever the fuck you want. He called dibs, exactly. The head of the FBI, by the way, the security detail that he's talking about was quite literally appointed by Donald Trump, but you know.
The same week the Biden White House announced that Joe Biden will definitely seek a second term as president, the same week the Biden Justice Department launched an armed raid against Biden's main rival in that same presidential election. That's what happened. Pause for a minute.
Yeah, I did pause. He said pause for a minute, and I'm pausing. Donald Trump didn't fucking announce that he's running for president. Even if he would, it's not fucking 90 days out of the election. And lastly, why has Tucker Carlson not mentioned that the FBI, and I cannot repeat this enough, the FBI had asked politely for a year? Like, I don't understand. It's not like they were like, YOLO, let's go, let's raid, baby.
You'd probably say to yourself, thank God I don't live in a place like that, a country where politicians used armed men to cling to power. Oh, but you do live in a country like that. You do. A week to the day after Joe Biden was inaugurated, the FBI arrested a 31-year-old man from Vermont called Douglas Mackey. According to the subsequent DOJ press release, Mackey had committed an extremely serious crime. In a tweet, Mackey had suggested, but not explicitly said, but suggested, that it was possible to vote for Hillary Clinton by text message. This act, proclaimed acting U.S. Attorney Seth Ducharme, was a grave felony, a felony punishable by 10 years in prison.
I don't even know. What the fuck? Is that even something that happened? What happened to this guy? Also, if you're talking about fucking arresting someone for a tweet, why doesn't he talk about the dude, the anarchist dude from Florida, that is currently serving a fucking prison sentence for literally saying we have to arm ourselves against right-wing Nazis? That dude is literally in jail right now. Yeah, here, Daniel Baker, Florida anarchist, will spend years in prison for online posts prompted by January 6th. He called for armed defense against possible far-right attacks after January 6th, and the FBI fucking locked him up. Defendant unlawfully used social media to deprive individuals their right to vote. Okay. Oh, he was straight up trying to get people to not vote. This is illegal. He allegedly tweeted an image that featured an African-American woman standing in front of an African-Americans for Candidates sign. The image included the following text: avoid the line, vote from home, text candidate's name, vote for the candidate, and be a part of history. And that actually led to 4,900 unique telephone numbers. What? He got 5,000 people to fucking not go out and vote. That's crazy. Pasta HD says, what about Hillary Clinton's email server full of classified documents that HasanAbi had access to? Brother, I agree with you. What about it? Why didn't Donald Trump fucking lock Hillary Clinton like he promised? I'm more disappointed than you are, apparently, because I actually want to fucking hold Donald Trump accountable. That motherfucker said he was going to lock Hillary Clinton, and he didn't arrest her. Are you fucking joking? Because that's wrong? Wait, what? What do you mean? You're saying it's wrong to arrest Hillary Clinton? Sets a bad precedent? No, it's a good precedent. Fuck you, fucking cuck. You want Hillary Clinton to fucking breathe the free man's air? Get the fuck out of here. Sets a bad precedent. We don't jail political opponents. Yeah, fuck you, pussy. You're a fucking pussy and a dumbass, okay? I'm on board. Lock him up, bitch. Lock them up. You voted for a guy who fucking literally said lock him up, and then he didn't. You're the cuck. I'm not the one who's fucking upset. Bitch, you're the one who straight up voted for a guy and is going out the bat for a guy who said he was going to lock Hillary Clinton up. That's a failed campaign promise.
And if Mackey actually stole the votes of American citizens, as the FBI repeatedly alleged that he did, whose votes were stolen? Who exactly were the victims of Douglas Mackey's crimes? The media never asked. The Biden administration never said. As of tonight, the Justice Department has never identified a single person who was prevented from voting or from doing anything else by what Douglas Mackey tweeted.
I want to see the phone numbers of the 5,000 people that didn't actually end up voting, and they foolishly thought texting would be enough to vote.
3 paragraphs later, the same press release inadvertently acknowledged what was actually going on. In the run-up to the 2016 election, the DOJ explained, Douglas Mackey had gained more influence on Twitter than either NBC News or, gasp, Stephen Colbert himself.
The reason why they mention that is not because Tucker Carlson is so good at fucking propagandizing. He's going to say, like, it's because they were jealous of him. Yeah, dude. The DOJ is working alongside liberal libtard media to arrest people that are posting too hard, okay? No, you fucking idiot. That's not how this works. By the way, personally, if you want to hear my actual opinion on this, I don't think that dude should have gone to jail for that fucking meme. I don't think so. He was able to subvert 4,900 people from potentially voting. Sure, fine. It should have been taken down by Twitter. What the fuck? Okay, but I don't think he should have gone to jail for that. That's crazy. You're too nice to hogs. I have like principles. You know what I mean? That's like fucking nuts. The reason why I don't think he should be going to fucking jail for this is because the punishment is really aggro for a crime that opens the door to a weird precedent of like any kind of fucking post could technically fall within that precedent.
Over the last 18 months, virtually every significant figure in the orbit around Donald Trump has been swept up by Merrick Garland's Department of Justice. Their homes raided, their personal communications seized and leaked to the media. Some have been arrested and thrown in jail. Donald Trump's lawyers are the primary targets. Today, the DOJ subpoenaed Eric Hirschman. He represented Trump during the first impeachment. Hirschman never worked in the White House counsel's office. The Biden administration is going after him anyway because he gave legal advice to his client, Donald Trump. That used to be allowed. People used to be allowed to have lawyers and speak to them privately, but that's not allowed anymore. It's also why the DOJ is now directly targeting Trump's most prominent personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani.
This is one of those situations where, like, because Trump has committed so many different fucking crimes, and because he's committed said crimes in the most laughable ways possible, there are, of course, going to be numerous avenues to be able to tap in and you know, pick the organization apart to find people that you can flip. But that's not on the fucking federal government. That's on Trump. He should have covered his fucking ass better. But because he was in real estate in New York for as long as he was and in Florida, he didn't have to do that. So he just basically got to a level of power and prominence by having his fucking rich-ass dad bail him out of all manner of different financial circumstances that he got himself into. And he was able to get away by, like, strong-arming people, by telling contractors he's going to pay them, like, hundreds of thousands of dollars and then just, like, never paying them. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit he got away with. So he thought he could continue doing it within the White House. And you have a lot of leeway in the American legal framework. The American criminal justice system favors the rich, okay? There is so many fucking laws that basically legalize corruption, legalize bribery, legalize this kind of fucking, trafficking of your own name, of your own brand. But he doesn't fucking do any of that. He wants to just do it in the same way that he used to do it because he got away with it. And then, of course, people are going to fucking shit on him. Of course people are going to use that against them. Like, what do you mean? You literally did not do the right thing. You could have done it in the right way. It's like Dinesh D'Souza going to jail for straw donations. Campaign finance law is purposely written in a way that makes it so easy to dump as much money as you want into a fucking candidate. Like, as much, unlimited funds, by way of super PACs. But Dinesh D'Souza was so fucking stupid that he literally did this by directly giving other people money to go help out his friend who was a candidate who lost by a gigantic margin regardless. Like, why did you do it like that? You could have done it the legal way. In America, you can bribe politicians legally. You can help politicians out legally. But this fucking idiot thought that he could get away with it in the illegal way. And that's the craziest part. Donald Trump routinely did a fuckload of criminal shit, and he did it in the worst way possible. That's the issue. Because these guys are, one, really fucking stupid. That's why they're conservative. And two, they're incredibly entitled. They think legal scrutiny will not catch up to them. That's why they were doing it the way that they are. And that's why Tucker Carlson can use how many different fucking angles are currently at play here to make it seem like there's something nefarious going on. It's like, no, dude, there is nothing nefarious going on. It's just Donald Trump is that fucking bad. And he was always that bad. And I don't mean bad in the sense that, like, he's a bad guy. Like, obviously he's a fucking bad guy. Every American president is, right? Like, he was immoral, certainly. And he was more immoral than the even average American president. But when I say he's bad, I mean, like, he was negligent. Like, he was inept. He was bad at being corrupt. And that's the reason why he's getting his ass clapped currently. Again, it's like the same concept, bro. You hired Rudy Giuliani, who was just bad at his fucking job as well. we know that Donald Trump tried to fucking change the outcome of the Georgia election results. Like, what the fuck do you mean? He was like, he literally said on the phone, we heard it. You heard it. I heard it. Everybody fucking heard Donald Trump say, we need to find 11,000 votes. It's so weird. We have to play this song and dance. And liberals do this too. We're like, we're playing the song and dance that like Donald Trump actually is like doing all this stuff for an additional underlying five-head purpose. It's like, no, dude, he's just like reacting like a fucking animal, okay? You snap at him and he snaps back. That's it. Sometimes it's that simple. He is just reacting to shapes. Like that's it. It's not like an underlying nefarious widespread conspiracy that like he's Vladimir Putin's puppet or anything like that. He's just a fucking dumb guy who knows how to read the room and a dumb con man who conned his way into the fucking White House. And America is full of dumb guys like that. And that's precisely why, Donald Trump is so loved by a gigantic swath of the population.
So many others who were now under investigation or under arrest, Giuliani questioned the 2020 election outcome, in this case, in the state of Georgia. Really, questioning the election outcome in the state of Georgia. Isn't that something Stacey Abrams has made a career of doing? Yes. But Republicans no longer have that right.
Yeah, questioning. Brother, Stacey Abrams didn't fucking call up the Secretary of State because she was running against the Secretary of State, who had actually been investigated for tampering with fucking voter ballots. So he actually did do that. So that's number one. Number two, Stacey Abrams did not have a direct line of communication with the Secretary of State because the Secretary of State was in the fucking election that he was, gamifying so he could win. And not only that, but also Rudy Giuliani's involvement in this process is definitely not legal.
Then they seized John Eastman's phone. Eastman was also a Trump attorney.
Okay, these guys are boring. I don't care about like all these little details of like all the fucking the intricacies of like the Trump administration guys.
Commanded Twitter to silence Alex Berenson.
Oh my God, bro, this sucks. Oh, the culture war is so fucking boring. This guy is washed up. Nobody gives a fuck about him, okay? Go back to writing books about how marijuana will turn you into a fucking violent murderer. God, I fucking hate the New York Times for ever giving this guy an opportunity to write too. Jesus fucking Christ.
But the point is, this is illegal. No American government is allowed to collude with private business to silence its critics. Period. That is an unambiguous violation of the First Amendment. It's also a violation, of course, of Alex Berenson's human rights. And yet somehow, this slipped beneath notice. The New York Times didn't write about it. Why would they?
The New York Times didn't write about it. Why wouldn't anybody write about Alex Berenson's fucking banning from Twitter? Why would anyone write about it? He is fucking irrelevant. It's no different than being like, why is the New York Times not writing about my uncle who said incredibly genocidal things about black people? Nobody knows. Nobody cares. It seems like free speech is being tampered in this country. Like Alex Berenson was straight up just like fucking, again, urging people to stop getting vaccinated. It was already a direct violation of Twitter's own terms of service. Twitter's not going to fucking randomly ban people, or can technically do that. It is in their purview. Just because they feel like it or just because the White House told them to, okay? I don't care that the fucking Joe Biden White House was like, we got to fucking take down Alex Berenson. You know why I don't care? Because it doesn't fucking matter. He is ultimately completely irrelevant other than the fact that he is incredibly fucking annoying. It is silly that the White House would even know who the fuck Alex Berenson is and even mention it, okay? Even sillier that now he's getting more clout off of this dumb shit.
No American president has ever done this. No American president has ever explicitly declared war on his own population. And yet for the Biden administration, it's a near weekly occurrence. Here's Joe Biden and his Attorney General, Merrick Garland, telling you that white supremacists, in other words, Trump voters, because that's what they mean when they say white supremacists, a term they've never defined, white supremacists, Trump voters, are the single greatest terror threat the United States faces.
Did he just say the FBI is declaring war on us, white supremacists? What? Did I misunderstand?
Here's Joe Biden and his Attorney General, Merrick Garland, telling you that white supremacists, in other words, Trump voters, because that's what they mean when they say white supremacists, a term they've never defined, white supremacists, Trump voters, are the single greatest terror threat the United States faces.
Wait, what? Wait. I mean, this is not new for Tucker Carlson. Also, this is not even new for fucking CPAC.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are all domestic terrorists. view, the top domestic violent extremist threat comes from racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocated for the superiority of the white race.
According to the United States intelligence community, domestic terrorism from white supremacists is the most lethal terrorist threat in the homeland.
So not to be too literal, but this is on some level a news show, that's a lie. None of what you heard is true. There's not a single statistic or piece of credible research to support what Biden or his attorney general just said.
You know what's really fucked up? Tucker Carlson's over here fucking bringing up like, oh man, white supremacists are under attack, which we are white supremacists. Like he says that, right? But then also he's like, oh, free speech for white supremacists or whatever. But he fucking fired his own head writer when it was outed that he was a white supremacist. Remember when that happened? Thank you, Terrence Bogards, for reminding me of that, by the way. Remember when Tucker Carlson's head writer was literally writing insane fucking threads? Like Blake Neff, that was his name, yeah, which is incredible. Writing about how, like, fellas, you wouldn't want to have an Indian doctor, am I right? You need white doctors only, which is just fucking mint, primo. Love that. Really cool stuff that he was believing in.
And if you express any support for him or any interest in retaining, I don't know, the rights of free speech and due process, you're a criminal too. In fact, you are the threat. And just mentioning that you disagree with what is happening is an attack on our government. That's their style. Just the other day, after signing off of the Mar-a-Lago raid, your Attorney General, Merrick Garland, came on stage to whine about how actually he was the victim here. He's the victim. Apparently, some people disagreed with the raid, so the FBI, the most heavily armed domestic law enforcement agency in the world, is now under threat from you. Right, you're the criminal. Our critics are in jail, but I got anonymous threats on Twitter. Poor me. Passive aggression is the defining characteristic of the left. If they started putting people in camps, NBC News would cheer them on and then attack you for complaining about it. How dare you? Violating our norms. We've always had camps. They prove it every day, but in the hours after the Mar-a-Lago raid, the usual jackals on Twitter began demanding that Donald Trump should release the warrant that justified the raid.
I mean, everything that he's talking about with respect to the FBI and all this shit is like, if what you said was true, you would be in jail. You know what I mean? If the FBI was like arresting people for thought crimes and shit like that, like you would just be in jail. You'd be in jail. Like if the FBI was like going after domestic terrorists in the way that you claim they are, again, you'd be in jail, which would be kind of tight, to be honest. That would be cool. So once again, I'm begging the Democrats and I don't know, the criminal justice system to operate in the way that the Republicans portray them. That would be kind of tight. For no reason other than my own purely selfish desires.
Not guilty, you'll show it to us. That's what they said. So Trump did it. He gave the warrant to Breitbart News, which printed it. And then the second the Breitbart piece went up, the very same jackals.
Yeah, because you put the warrant out with the names of the fucking FBI agents at a time when people are trying to execute FBI agents, which I think is funny, by the way. Not like funny in the sense of like, oh yeah, FBI agents are getting murdered or whatever. It's funny because like the people that are going to try and do that are going to get fucking owned and killed. So in a way that was,
Indicting Donald Trump is a very big step. Not simply because a lot of people like him and he's the former president, but because indicting him at this point would be to reveal that this entire thing, and by thing we mean our justice system, is just transparently political.
Yeah, now it's political. First of all, of course the fucking entire criminal justice system is political. It's never not been political. Oh my God. As a matter of fact, this is the exact same analogy that I'm going to make that is Gamergate adjacent, so you guys fucking comprehend this, okay? What do gamers do? Gamers don't think Call of Duty is political. Gamers think when Call of Duty has a woman as the main character, that's when it's political. And that's the same exact shit that Tucker Carlson is doing right now. The criminal justice system has always been political, as much as Call of Duty has been political. It's a mechanism to recruit more people and to go into the fucking military. It's a mechanism that like openly fucking whitewashes America's war crimes, sometimes attributes them to our foreign adversaries like Russia, like the Highway of Death famously was attributed to the Russian government in the latest Call of Duty installation. That's political. That's political. But gamers don't recognize that that's political because that's the way it's supposed to be. And that is the same exact reasoning. The criminal justice system is not political when it's doing what it's supposed to do, which is create a two-tier labor system for black people that have been fucked over by American history, that have been fucked over by white supremacy. That's not political. That's normal. If it fucks over poor people, that's not political. That's what it's supposed to be. But the moment that it fucking turns around and impacts someone who is so grossly in violation of the law so much and so frequently that they tried to, once again, take these documents in the most polite way possible, and he still refuses. And then they end up retrieving the documents again by executing a search warrant. That's when things get political. Criminal justice system has always been political. It has always been unjust. But for Tucker Carlson, when it's even a fraction impactful on his side, then all hell breaks loose. That's it.
And that means that we are at this point on the edge of something unprecedented and something awful. You could feel it. Even Donald Trump feels it. Maybe for the first time in his life, Donald Trump seems sincerely interested in lowering the temperature, not just for his own sake, but for the country's. He said that. He's never said anything like that. Maybe he doesn't mean it, but when has he ever said that? Let's all calm down a little, he said the other day. This isn't good. Yeah, he's right. It's not good. And not just for him, for all of us.
Yeah, they could come after you, except they can, and they do regularly, you fucking idiot. They're not going to come after Tucker, though, because he's in a position of power. Or at the very least, Tucker Carlson is like a little bit smarter than Donald Trump, which is not really saying much, and won't cross a certain boundary.